Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Oh. Get that out of there. Well. Looks like we have to talk about today. Oh, yes. I hope you're ready to have a conversation of many different persuasions here because we're going to get into RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 8, Episode 5. It is Snatch Game of Love and Shenanigans as afoot. I hope you're ready to be entertained today, children. And if you're not, you can get on somewhere because I have a few things to say. And I feel like a lot of y'all want me to get back to my early days of YouTube when I was really out there and saying some really wacky stuff and yelling at the screen. And maybe that'll happen today. I do know Alexis Michelle needs my time today because you're interesting. It's a nice way to put it before I really get past the 3-minute marker here and I get in. But also, we're going to talk about this interesting, whatever you want to call it. We lost a good friend to this channel show, my good sister, this episode on some real ugly stuff. I also feel like an individual on this show with all of her fix-a-flat self needs to really check where she was coming from with throwing a whole entire, you shouldn't have made me look bad, when in reality, that's the name of Snatch Game. They've been doing this for years. If you suck, you suck. And if you're good, you're good. And sometimes people trying to help you out. But the way that was done, the way that was then attached on to some other nonsense that was real, we're supposed to be in this group together type of feel. We're sisters. Then why are you saying you want to send somebody home? Because it is not outside of belief, Candace Muse, that you would want to send Jimbo home. Now, was Heidi going back and saying something? See, we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it today. And I want you to understand that this that I'm talking about TV. I ain't talking about these people at home. So I don't want none of this. I hate her. I don't hate none of these people. I wish them nothing but wealth and success, except for the racist, homophobic, transphobic ones. They can go on somewhere. But for all these babies on this show, I want them to do well in life. I want them to be blessed. I want to be blessed. I don't put that negative energy out there. But I'm going to talk about the show. I'm going to talk about what I saw and how I felt afterwards. I did enjoy Snatch Game. I did. Well, the people that I saw, I also understood that in Untucked, they were like, well, Heidi and me were going to be in the bottom. No, that wasn't going to happen. Heidi didn't have a bad Snatch Game. T. Runway probably wasn't going to be bad either. T. So I thought that was an interesting narrative to place out there that, well, if it had been the two of us, Heidi had the worst track record because but you've been the bottom so it was going to be you anyways, Kaham. It was going to be you. T. So let's go ahead and get this in because I said, oh, they wanted to wake us up today. They wanted to wake us up today. And I have risen with my Bombay shirt. Shout out to Bombay from Candace Drag Race. I love this merch shirt. I got it at DragCon. I love her so much. Let's get into my social medias and start this up today because I'm going to get back to learning combos in Street Fighter 6 because my friends came over yesterday and we played and I got to get on up because they got a Blanca and a Gal for that butt. So my Cammy game is about to get real nasty. Anywho, it's at Matty Rants everywhere except for Twitter, which is at the Matty Rants. You can find that all in the description down below. It's a Linktree link. Just click on that sucker and take it where you need to go. Twitter, Instagram, the works. Also, I do reactions on Patreon, and that's right. For as low as $1 a month, you can check out my Patreon. I did a reaction to this. I reacted. Reactions were done. Reaction. Lowe's $1 a month. Check it out. Please have a good time with it. And also bookable on Cameo. Yeah. If you want to drop a tip in my jar for me hosting today, because shameless plug, they poor. And I'm also a single father of one. That's right. Mamu Chan. Y'all need to spell it. It's Mamo. Mamo. Some people have been doing Momo. It's not Momo, it's Mamo. Like Mamo-chan, like how Usagi-chan would say that to Darien for the English name, for in Bibion for those who know the right name, and Mamoru because of the, physical human. You get where I'm going with this. It was the pet name, and that's why I named my cat. It's Tuxedo Mask, but it's Mamo-chan, who's doing really well, but his brown fur is starting to grow underneath him. And so I'm like, do I have a black cat or a brown cat? I don't know. He's over there in the corner taking a nap because I love him so. And he has a new collar. My friend got him. Shout out to David. It actually has his name inscribed in it, and it's a little crescent moon. So it's a little bit more his speed. So yes. Plus I have our first vet appointment on Monday. So God willing, it won't be too expensive, even though I already have they gave me a little, this is how much it's going to be. I was like, oh, it's expensive, but I love my baby. I love my baby. So listen, yeah, if you want to drop into my jar, it's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App Bell, MattyRants, Venmo, MattyRants. I just got the footage that I needed from the Pizza Cake experience. I got everything that I needed. I got multiple videos now. Shout out to Nidra. Shout out to my friend David. Shout out to Drag Coven. I didn't realize they were filming this, everybody's performances at Precinct that day, but now I can put everything together. So look out for that video coming out this upcoming week. And then also I got my, cat, and this is with the process. I'm glad I waited some time because definitely just the first couple of days, no, I need to talk about this week and change with this animal because it's a completely different experience for the first 3 days. Now, yes. So that video will be coming out. I will get to Queen of the Universe. It'll be in a Rant with Me session. I'm going to start moving a lot of the videos that I normally do separately into one big video for just hot topics, including Bad Boys, Queen of the Universe, as well as Drag Me to Dinner. So those are coming up, but it'll just be in one big video. I don't want to overdo it. I've been becoming overwhelmed a little bit because drag is everywhere and it's great. And I'm doing drag and all that's happening. And then Drag Race Mexico is coming out and I'm still covering España. So pump the brakes a little bit, y'all. I love you down, but it's starting to get a little crazy. It's starting to get a little crazy up in here with as much as that's happening. So I'm not trying to lose my desire and love for drag in the process of having to cover every damn show that's been coming out. But it's a lot. It's a lot. No shade. Hey, bring it. But I'm also like, ooh, some of these I just can watch and then briefly talk about versus the ones like today where I'm like, hey, we're going to get into it today. Anime Maniac. Adopting a baby kitty is one of the most beautiful things. Congrats, Manny. Thank you. The story behind his journey is very sad. I love my baby down, and his personality is coming out every day. He runs my house, unfortunately, and then sometimes he doesn't. His newest enemy is the vacuum cleaner. Hates it. That's right. Drag Race France too. Shout out to Kiana Revlon, one of our legendary babies. I'm very excited for France. I will be covering France in full. I did it last year. I'll do it this year. And I will be covering Mexico. I know Down Under is about to be announced soon. But I may not cover that one. Shout out to Spanky. Shout out to Queen Kong. And shout out to Hannah Donna. Those are my bitches. So listen, y'all ready for this? Because this disclaimer is going to be necessary often. Disclaimer, this program is for entertainment purposes only and content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, gender, or wigs. All opinions expressed by Matty Rants and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the shows or individuals mentioned on this program, so please do not be rude to anybody. Do not send hate to anyone. Do not tag anyone for no reason. This is not that kind of show. We're talking about the people on the show, not them in their personal lives. So be adults here. Even for the kids that I may be watching when this is only supposed to be 18 and up, I'm talking to you too. Grow up, son, daughter, they, them, whatever you want to choose. Relax. It ain't that deep. I promise you. And if you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, like by all means, you can go to dragqueenmerch.com. I have merch available under Matty Rants and buy yourself a tank top, t-shirt, or stickers. Okay? All right. Listen. Hold up. Is my sister Heidi in closet in this room? My Libra sister. Hold on a second here. Oh, Donna, I see you. I'm coming back. Heidi, listen, if I ever had a time, because I'm actually, I was about to go subscribe to your Patreon so I could watch this video of yours. I wish right now, if you ever felt comfortable of any video to pop on with me right now, Don't even need you in drag, nothing of the sorts. You let me know. I will send you this link. And I'm not asking for tea. I ain't like that with you. I ain't doing you like that. But I'm like, if you wanted to come up here and just have talk about this episode with me today, let me know, baby. I will send you the link right now. I don't want no tea. I just want you to be a part of this project. I love you down, sister, and I am gonna say some shit today. So, Donna, thank you for the super chat. Dropping a little tippy poo for my fave fine single father one. Drag Star Creative, love you, Matty, love you, Donna. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Down. From one cat lover to another, a little something extra for treats. Thank you, because they love treats. Lucia, I appreciate you on my PayPal, my darling. And I'm about to go in. And I haven't done this in such a long time. I haven't really given y'all this much energy. If I wasn't in an Uber, no, it's okay. It's okay. That's fine. I'm going to get you one of these days. I am. I talked to Mistress just recently. She said we're going to do some sort of time during Work the World because she's about to be booked and busy. Okay, trust. I'm trying to get my babies up in here so we can have these conversations. Kalia, thank you so very much for the super chat. I appreciate you down. I'm not going to hold back today because they already have a Reddit thread about me anyway. So let me be the villain this season. How about that? Candy, you can sit back because I saw the tweet. Don't even worry, bitch. I got it. Because I know if I ever get on this show, you're going to either love me or hate me because this mouth will not stop. They're going to have to shut me up a whole lot because there's no way I would have let the things go down the way they just went down. There is no way that was about to be steamrolled the way that it was just done. It would have been a fucking problem. Okay? Alexis, why is everything about you? But match. It's not yet. Let's just start this up because I saw this coming and I thought to myself, really? Oh, okay. So we're doing this good on evening. Now, everyone stopped voting emotionally for just a second, so that way no one looked like a butt, and everyone sent Darian Lake home. It had been most times in the bottom. It was a clear run for that to be the case. With James getting Darian's vote because obviously James has been gunning for her since the first episode. No tea, no shade. Alexis Michelle had a moment of possibly thinking, oh my God, me? Because Jimbo was kind of funny of sharing Darian's lipstick, but reality, they made it seem like, Alexis, I don't want to be rude on your wedding day, whatever. James in a flat wig is terrible. Continue. I love Lala Ree, but this was also cringe as F because once again, everybody's not Sherry Pie is Alexis Michelle sitting here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let me continue before someone jumps down my throat and says, how dare you compare to the two? I mean, they only live with 2 blocks between each other, but that's neither here nor there. I'm kidding. They don't live close to each other. But yes, ew. My poor mother, man. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's great. I would have said this poor shirt, but regardless of all of that, Alexis Michelle wants us to know that she likes dark roast for her coffee. Very much so. Heidi, I know that was disgusting. Mm-hmm. I saw your face. We all did. We were there. Now, and I do love that it was still a funny moment, but I honestly was like, now, really? Really? Like, can I ask what your preferences are on that one app where you can actually still put your preferences in? I'd love to know. Now, moving forward with this, RuPaul and her flight attendant wig, once again, does a riddle me this, a riddle me that. Not Dr. Seuss, hold the racism, Jack. Dig a little bit, though, and tells these queens what they're basically going to do today. It's Raven's wig. It has to be because it's the same shape, Raj or the alien. I love it. I really do like the wig on her, though. But RuPaul comes in looking a little normal here in the normal, fantastic 60s gay jacket of all assortments and such. And with Ru, she tells him it's Snatch Game of Love. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, and I would love to hear your opinions on this, but Are you more Snatch Game or just Snatch Game of Love? Like where we have to bring in two people for some odd reason to then pretend to be straight or interested in cross dressers and have sort of, I guess, a fun, fine moment versus it being sort of another situation where instead of it being about love and them having to play into that, it's just them as celebrities being, soft pitched questions. I'd love to hear y'all's feedback on that. So let me go ahead and start highlighting. If you just jumped in here and you're like, who is this queen? You are correct. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. My name is Matty Rants. I'm stupid sometimes. And you can enjoy this episode if you dare. Viewer beware. Drop a tip in my jar if you're feeling freaky, like Aaron just did. Thanks, babe. For all the rigor mortis of the season. I mean, we're watching a TV show, so I'm not really giving it into the rigum and the roam. It's TV for me. But thank you for the tippy poo. And if you want to drop one too, PayPal.me/MattyRants. Catch up. Snatch Game, regular, definitely Snatch Game, regular, Snatch Game, Snatch Game. I'm not proving a point. You are OG Snatch Game, regular Snatch Game, Snatch Game, Snatch Game all the way. Snatch them. Gotta snatch them all. Snatch them game. Snatch Game and of never ending hell. OG Snatch Game. The not love. Thank you, Signature No. Snatch Game. Blop, 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 blop. Okay, now I want y'all to parking lot Rodrigo here for the All-Star 7 because I've been making this point all season, haven't I? All right. I get to bring in a little Roscoe's conversation. Shout out to the babies over there at Roscoe's. Naisha, you said something that really sat with my spirit today. So I am going to pull your point into my point. And it's something that you said behind the scenes that Heidi had said to you, which I was like, this is exactly why I made the statement that I made after us seeing All-Star 7, how things should go. Because in reality, if they can all get that, why not the rest of the girls who already had been through an elimination process? And RuPaul should be only the one making the decisions and not people who are fucking friends. But I do understand we enjoy the ooh and the ah and the ah. It was fine for a time. I'll get back to it. So RuPaul tells them that Snatch Game of Love, pull your best characters together. And let's continue. Listen, I know we say Naisha was on one, but let's be real. She went home early, so it's on that fuck that shit. It's on that kind of level with when it comes to whatever she's saying and going through. Neither Snatch Game. Well, you didn't do bad this week, sister, so I don't care who made you feel bad about it with their insecure ass. Shouldn't be. It's a new one. Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Just give it to Jimbo at this point so I can move on with my life. Now, you can have that opinion. But I know there are more episodes that are available. And while it does seem like a clear run, it's 5 episodes. And we don't know if there's going to be other things that are going to be happening. So there are other folks that possibly could have a little something going on here. But you never know. I mean, other people have had multiple wins and didn't, win until an All-Stars. Shea Coulee. But and I love Miss Shea and I love my Coulee, but that's tea. They got to a lip sync and this bald-headed heifer got her together. So emotional. Took off a red-headed wig and threw roses. Now, y'all ask about this Ariel situation, but I'm like, that should have been y'all right there. She said, little orphan Annie, I am not. So let's not just, you never know. Also, these bitches could finally come to some sort of conclusion and also send Jimbo home if they are ever in the bottom, which in reality, Jimbo should be scared because I would be thinking that immediately. The moment. No regrets. None at all. I am Naomi Smalls in this motherfucker. Legs. Send that bitch home because it's clear. Y'all gonna have to make something up to make her come back. She can win fame games, gift her $50,000. That's a lot of money in Canadian dollars. Just saying. But I also am annoyed seeing somebody consistently go on stage and barely walk and move their mouth at the same time and look like they're throwing a fit as an adult for their lip syncs. But at the same time, I have to give Jimbo some credit here. It's been amazing. Runway, it's been amazing performance-wise. I know people don't really care for that baby at this, but credit is due. That motherfucker is talented, not at lip syncing, but they're talented. Like their mind is incredible. I don't know about some of the decisions that they feel and make that I can't fully agree with, but in terms of what the things that I have seen, oh my God. Like today, Oh, it was incredible. I was like, that's a cool reveal. Now that's cool, right? But when we get to music, they don't have the ology. You know what I'm saying? That baby someone turns on something with a rhythm and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They become Amish. That's not true. Some Amish people can dance. That's not true. Let's not do that's rude, Matty. 351, let's go. So everyone's getting their looks together for Snatch Game. I'm not going to dig too deep into this because I want to just talk about the individual characters when we get there. But I do want to talk about these conversations. So who else already knew Kahana Montrese was going to do Coco Montrese because of the cheese balls? But also, who else thought, well, what was Kahana going to do? So this kind of makes sense. I'm not trying to shade Kahana, but, well, it's been an interesting road. I knew who the hell she was going to be. I said, why else would she have brought the cheese puffs that aren't even going to actually be used? Do you understand what I'm saying? For her whole entire performance, you literally brought this as a prop to talk to RuPaul. Because did they tell you couldn't hold on to the orange Cheetos or the orange balls that you get at your Safeways? Excuse me, lies. That's a Sam's Club Cheeto ball right there. Sam's Club, a little bit of what's the other one? Oh, come on, Matt. Oh, Costco teas. I was confused. I was like, so you just brought this over here to say I'm doing Coco Montrese, which God bless them. Shout out to the Montrese family. But I was like, I almost said something. I said, now, I don't know about looking like Coco because I thought she was going to put something else on her face to make herself look like Coco, but she certainly drew by colors. But we'll get there. I was just like, okay, that was interesting. Now, I knew who Jimbo was going to be off rip. Like, I knew immediately. Look at my reaction video on Patreon. I was like, oh, that's Shirley Temple. And I think one of the reasons why I am a fan of this choice is because my parents were born in the 40s. So they would talk about certain television that I would have never have known existed when I was younger, and black and white movies and pictures and this, that, and the other, as well as seeing certain stuff like Shirley Temple dancing with somebody who, it was like, oh, wait, this is groundbreaking. That's kind of, my mom like lived through that shit. My mom had all the DVDs and I used to hate it. And the VHS, I was like, why Shirley Temple? She's like, you wouldn't understand. So when I saw this, I said, this is going to be interesting. Because in Jimbo's also like, I'm not sure if I know how to be this character, which is one of the smartest things to say to RuPaul. I don't know what I'm going to give you, but I'm going to try. And it's like, there's no expectations, but because Jimbo hasn't had a Snatch Game with RuPaul. Okay. Brooklyn, yes, but was eliminated prior to the Snatch Game for UK versus the world, which in reality, that wasn't for anything, Jimbo, except for a song. Like, so, be thankful you were eliminated, low key. No shade. All right. This is where I'm going to start talking about the edit. And I love you, Drag Race. No shade. Shout out to all cast and crew and everyone behind the show and RuPaul and all of that. Like, in disclaimer, I'm just going to throw this up. But when I tell you I saw what was about to happen in front of me because of how they did this edit. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a little sip. So Heidi comes over here and gives Blackbeard, which for me initially, and sister, I know you in the chat, love you down. I was like, this can go many ways. This can go really good or really bad. I had faith in my friend, right? I had faith. But I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Right. We started having a conversation that I can tell RuPaul was fed, that there was a possible moment of Heidi not feeling like she wanted to be in this competition. And it was very politely asked how they were doing and how you feel. And I said, okay, funny. This is how this is going down. And for this episode, okay. This is when I knew it was some bullshit. And this is nothing against Candy. I'm talking about production in terms of like, I can see what's about to happen, because the same answer Heidi's been given is, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm just trying to have fun. You told me that, Ru. That's right. I did say that. Do you remember, Ru? No, I'm just playing. But it was that moment of, oh, okay. And so Heidi's talking about the feelings that she's having right now that are not just related to one individual, Candace Muse, or this alliance that she's in, but it's also other things that we can tell based off of the episodes that have progressed. It's more than one thing. But what then happens when she's talking about this is it shifts to Candy, who could be having a conversation about something completely nothing to do with Heidi. Has nothing to do. Nothing to do. And it plays into this narrative about what is going to happen. So I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention. I'm watching the show. I've watched it so much. I live and breathe a little bit of this. You've seen me at DragCon every fucking year at this point. Just so we're clear, honey, why are we showing her when she's talking about something that didn't even include her name, but was to say, I'm feeling the pressure and there's a little bit of some anxiety from some messiness, cue Candy. And it's like, there could be more than that to the story. So like, let's not do this today. Now, let's say that was about Candace. That's fine. But for me as a viewer, based off of what I just saw that happened sort of later, I was like, you're telling us a story already. You're telling me this is about to be that. This is about to be this. Okay. Got it. So let's roll with it. We're going to get back to this in a second. I just wanted y'all to know when I saw that shit and Heidi just so happened to be the last person RuPaul talked to, and we start this little cutscene minute, I said, uh-oh, here we go. I want to say, maybe some of y'all feel Candy is the one that was in the most wrong here, which I think she did say what she said because I don't put it past the Muse. But to me, Alexis is the biggest villain of this episode, in my opinion. And in reality, now we can start playing back things that happened in the previous episodes and really start getting into it. Because what she did today was absolute nonsense. And Candy, you played into the wrong narrative in that moment because it would have really been, well, hold up, Alexis. Oh, never mind. Well, I'm gonna get there in a second. Because I said, oh, she was a fuck. She was on some bullshit for wow. Oh, wow. I was like, wow. How you gonna say so? See, they should have got rid of her. In the last episode, didn't I just say that? She showed her cards with Darian. Did I not say? Y'all should have voted for Alexis. I told you. Untrustworthy. Let's hop into Snatch Game of Love. Listen, this is gonna sound really shady, but I'll go for it. The first group, it was 2 out of 4 as far as who was holding my attention. The guest celebrity's name is Matt. Last name, I don't remember. No shade. Heron, I'm assuming. With Bowen Yang. For those who watched the panel last week, fuck Dooley. I love my friend. But Bowen Yang, I had a slip. I was talking too fast and it really came out. Drewski, no, because why is Alexis scared of Candy? Because it's easy to call Candy the aggressive one in this situation. Because I'm gonna have to put up my disclaimer. Oh, no. Giving me Jill Zarin tease. Oop. I said Alexis is Jill down. And very much she's looking at all the girls as Bethany's. Successful. Listen, let's talk about these kids and this attempt at making us laugh and who actually was the one to do so. That's the guy. That's his name. Cool. Let's talk about Heidi's Blackbeard. Winona, thank you so much for the super chat. If Alexis was intelligent, she would have said, I'm not sure, but it was about Jimbo and competition. Thank you. Like, she literally, I'm going to get there. Her in that little spot. I was like, oh, okay. I see you lost your mind along with other things on top of your... So on to this. Heidi, you did good, sweetie. And this is not just because you're my good sister and I like you. The girls on Reddit can, do what they want with that. I don't care. This was actually good because when you had lost the leg, don't know if that was intentional or not, you still played into this very well. And you still kept it going. So... Even with what took place with the orange young man that was upset at you, uh, you know, you were actually fine. Like there were moments I had a little cackle. Y'all go watch my reaction. True. I was like, oh, that was kind of clever. Oh, that was funny. RuPaul was really digging it. Now I wasn't there, so maybe it was different. But I saw the cacks and the keeks. I enjoyed it. I thought it was actually a good performance. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's good. I wouldn't have put you in the bottom. Now, Iris, check on. Now, I know that's a Puerto Rican legend, and I know Jessica Wilde wanted to give her some dues and some time. I think it would have been. It's too bad she did La Veneno, Christina, for her coconuts performance, because I think if she did Veneno, she would have been better. And I hate to even like do that little let's do that, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. This was one note, and she could have made the one note last a whole lot better with like a lot with Veneno. Okay, this was just the same thing after same thing after same thing after same thing after same. I was just like, okay. It was like, okay. Was it horrible? No, but it was like, you could have done a little bit. You could have done a one note better with somebody else. Y'all saying Chara wouldn't have that kind of red hair. Chara would have had a nasty little dirty blonde moment. Baby, Cahandre Montrese over here doing, excuse me, Kahana Montrese doing Coco Montrese. Listen, concept it was a good idea, but you were still in the mirror. Like, I didn't understand that the Snatch Game impression needed to start in the mirror and stay there, because your mother had a lot of great things to say and funny shit to say. Crafty Dale, go to hell. I will not. Listen, that now this comment, I'm not even going to highlight. My God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Y'all have a good time in the live chat. For the playback crew, just go to the live chat. You'll know the one. My goodness. Jeffrey, thank you for the super chat. Listen, I would have kicked her out of the house. Like, it was between me and Heidi. Shut up. Y'all wanted to vote Heidi out because you were mad that she. Anywho, let's get to this. Okay. Kahana's problem, again, she stayed in the mirror, and there's more complexity to Coco, and that was what RuPaul was asking for, as well as throwing some of it Kahana in there. Now, she was feeling insecure because none of her jokes were landing, like really bad setups. Like, obviously, like Cheeto, or what was it? I forget, was it orange or Cheeto? And that was my color. And then there was another dumb joke that the fool, like, I'm gonna do a filter. I'm like, you do that already. Like, not even your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about today? So the jokes weren't landing, and they didn't like make any sense to where we as people could like go, Coco. It was very I mean, everybody do that. Some of these girls paid that $30-something for the Facetune for that Goodyear contract. Like, you're on social media. That's what's up. Do your thing, whatever. It just didn't really relate. And so when Heidi was throwing, okay, sister, where the joke? You know what I'm saying? And when she actually came back, I'm not joking, that little bit, and she said, okay, that was fun. There was nothing wrong with that scenario. I'm sorry, I still am confused, for me personally, as to why she was so pressed in this situation. And that behavior kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna get to it further, because it was giving some real, oh, you shouldn't have done me that way. Girl, fuck all that. This is a competition. What are you talking about? Kick me while I'm down. The hell? What are you talking about? If anything, she was softball pitching to you. You wanted to play angry. Okay, so get her, Jade. Oop. That was a Coco So I found that to be a little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just a little, I don't want to say pretentious. That's not the word, because I think Kahana is honestly a nice person. And this may have just been one of those moments where it was like, again, the competition's getting to them. They're not doing good. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden everything's hitting them. I said, well, then also think about this other person who so happens to be your friend, who is also going the same situation, that just wants to do that. It was really weird. I didn't like that. Like, or no, I want to give you this point, babe. I think she was just in her head and felt that like Heidi was antagonizing her instead of using it to her advantage. I don't think Heidi did anything wrong, but I could see why she was upset. Okay, again, I agree with that. I can be in a position of understanding. Yes, there is a point where I could be like, yeah, like that would piss me off if I was in my head at the moment. But it was the way it was carried into the workroom the next day, and then the verbiage that was used against Heidi to make them feel bad, which was honestly, for me, too much. That's when it was like, now what the fuck are you talking about? Like, if anything, like we could have done this outside of this moment on camera, but you took that to Candy, which then Candy fed into, oh, well, by the way, she said some shit about me too, so that's her character. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, now hold on. This is where that game of she said, let's be pissed at her kind of shit happened. And I found that to be very easy for Kahana, since she hasn't been doing well in the competition outside of been looking great in her runways. Now, Trisha Paytas was an excellent choice for James Mansfield. I mean, this Trisha Paytas was amazing. I love that she chose Trisha, because that's Trisha. That's Trisha. Now, Jennifer Coolidge, okay, maybe. The jokes did land, and I was cackling. I personally cackled at James Mansfield playing Trisha Paytas as Jennifer Coolidge with James Mansfield's voice. Okay? I think that James was good. Wild card, slow your fucking hustle. Because I clearly am complimenting, but I'm also being real with how I feel. So watch yourself. Watch it. I said she did good, but I'm going to also say that's Trisha. That Jennifer Coolidge was also James Mansfield. Rotate on it, because I'm going to keep my opinions. Y'all ain't going to bully me into that. Fuck that all shit. Let's call it what it is. But she was funny. The Quentin Tarantino joke. Oh, if you know who that foot reference was that was it for me. I was like, okay, top for her. That's it. Like, period. Okay. Like, let me tell you. Like, Quentin Tarantino in every movie has some sort of woman, mostly white, presenting their feet in the camera and it being at this close of an angle. For example, Pulp Fiction with Uma Thurman, right? Actually, was it Uma Thurman? I think it was Uma Thurman, right? And then with Jackie Brown, it was Bridget Fonda with Robert De Niro's character when she was putting her feet on his like rim of his, like, I think his drink and all that, and he was getting upset about it. Then we can get into Kill Bill, wiggle your big toe. And Uma Thurman, no shade to you, my God. Like, shout out to all my big feeted babies. That lady's feet would be confused. Like, if you didn't know it was her, you would assume it was some Attack on Titan mold. No shade. I just assumed he trampled on a couple of people in an anime recently. No shade to her. Love her down. But yeah, Quentin has a thing with feet. I mean, he worked at a Blockbuster, so it makes sense. so that was a 90s read. Anyway, let me move. So back to James Mansfield. I thought James Mansfield was funny. I did hear James Mansfield through the performance, and I did see Trisha Paytas, but I did feel the Jennifer Coolidge. But every joke, boom, everything landed. Right, Margot Robbie in Once Upon a Time. You sure right. Lubricate. Can I just be real quick before we continue on? For wild card and anybody else who felt I was pointed in that last moment, my apologies. I just, lately online with people like trying to police people's opinions on the show and shit, I'd be like, yeah, what are y'all talking? Like, baby. Like, and it's from like a lot of YouTubers are getting that sort of pushback too, even though they love them. And it's like, if they say something that's completely the opposite, it's like, how dare you? So forgive me for that. I was in my little sensitive era right there. But it's also like me going like, Bitch, no, that's how I feel. Those were 4 people. Oh, like, very much that. No, I enjoyed James' performance, though. It was really good. It was. I just was like, "That's 4 people. That's 4 of them." You know, I'm passionate about my shit. I love you down, wild card. I know. You've been with me for a while. You know my antics. The other girls get upset. I know. Listen, I'm a flawed individual. Okay. Like I'm in my 30s living in an apartment and I have a cat. Do you understand me? Like I can now like put myself in that registry system of those girls. Like once I got the cat, I completely became gay. Like it was officially there. Like all sort of sense of whatever I thought I knew of the outside world, it's gone now. Now that I've got the cat, I am ultra mega platinum gay. Like there is no honey, listen. What are we talking about? Like, it's too late for me. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, you know, in another universe, this would be a episode of White Lotus. But I also think that, Trisha has found her. It's James Charles and Trisha Paytas doing a makeup. It's not, because Matt's not a horrible person. So we'll continue. First group, 2 out of 4 for me did the do. Group 2, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say 3 out of 4, but I'm giving halvesies to Candy and to Lala. 1, it's Candy's first Snatch game. Wasn't terrible. Could she have done a better Suki? Absolutely. But it was just lit. She did what she had to do. That Houston joke, sister, thank you. I appreciated it. Because that's kind of low-key how that would go. Where are you from? Atlanta, this, that? Houston, very that. Because low-key. Let's go down the line before I get there. Alexis Michelle, before I drag you by the last few hairs on your scalp, I'm going to say this to you right now. Your B. Arthur was top tier. I have to do this for you, because when I tell you, as a Golden Girl watcher, listening to the jokes, are you kidding me? Bitch, you brought the jail episode up. I couldn't let that go. For me, that was one of the funniest things, because she was like, like, oh, if you knew the reference, you knew the reference. The George, what is it, Picard reference? Very that. And they were talking about this at Roscoe's, not trying to bring them into this and drag anybody there. Did you get anything? Did you get anything? How old are you? And I'm like, are you serious? JB, what is this? What is this? And you didn't, what are you talking about? That's not what I said, baby. No, that's not what I said, love. I'm just saying, oh God. Continue. What are you talking about? Let's stay here. I did say that. Don't put words in my mouth, my baby. But glad you're here. Feel how you want to feel. Back to Alexis Michelle though, like dead ass. Just wanted to be like, y'all, come on. Alexis had so many good jokes, and they were all references I got. Ru was in tears. Mind you, Ru has been alive through the B. Arthur era of life, and she was more than just the Golden Girls too. Like I think she was, and then there's Maud. Like there's been a lot of shows that B. Arthur's been on, and she's very super referential. Like I loved it. I thought it was really good. I was very happy that she very much presented to me, this was B. Arthur. Like very much that. And the best part about Snatch Game is that, and this is to my point, because I think JB wants to drive this opinion with me and you're not going to. So listen, please. It's very easy. I can say something like James had the same voice that they normally have, but they presented it really well and it was really good. And I can also say in the same breath that Alexis may not have had the same thing, but Alexis' cadences and the way that they were speaking actually were really funny. Just like how I said that James was good at what they did. The same thing can be applied to Alexis. See how that works? All right, let's move forward here. The voice was there. It wasn't totally B. Arthur because, it's not at the bottoms of her, pits, and I'm assuming that Alexis is on the top. But no, we'll continue. We'll continue. Thank you. When she did that, I was like, stop it. It was so good. Like, I applaud her. Zari, let's see here. I was waiting to hear the song about black men from BR. Well, she's been doing it all season, Zari. So if you really want to say you've been waiting for it, I mean, we'd have to ask Lala Ree because every fucking episode, right? Just saying. She's been doing it every episode. So, I thought this was Tabitha from Drag Race Holland, and I will prove my point again later. But before we go further, I want you to hear me out on this. Now, Candace as Renee from Mob Wives, and I was a Mob Wives viewer, so I know the full situation. I would have done Drita. Excuse me. I'd have done Drita if I was going to be doing a Mob's Wives situation, because Drita was that girl. Drita was that girl. So, like, I would have been Drita, because Drita used to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'd have gone there, right? Or I would have done Big Ange, because that's really easy to do. Like, oh my god, like, the full bit, right? The full bit. But she chose Renee. There were instances that she gave. Karen too would have been a great choice, right? Karen would have been a good choice. Like, she do look a little bit more like Karen, because Karen would have had the same kind of wig. All tea. Yeah, low key. But I still was entertained. I was still a little entertained by her, because she was saying some shit that, yes, Renee would have said on the show in a different fashion. I kind of wish that she would have hunched herself more, because Renee to me never gave me, like, she gave me my neck is long, but it's really not, and I wish she had put some titty in there, because Renee was about having, she always was. There were certain things I wanted her to do a little bit differently, but I thought, okay, it's not bad. But it was Candy with Renee. Like, it was Candy with Renee. And Heidi, I saw her pass the cigarette to B. Arthur, so I'm glad you said this. At one point, she had everyone smoking. Like, and she had all them cigarettes in her titty. So there were certain things I wanted her to do a little different, because I loved Mob Wives, and I was like, oh, she did Renee. But it was like, it was Candy. Like, moved a couple blocks from her regular neighborhood and made it there just a little bit. But yeah, I still was somewhat entertained by Candy. She was being eclipsed by some others, but there you go. Now, Lala Ree is Sukihana. Now, I wish that this was filmed after this certain surge of Sukihana with the eating some ass kind of trend she's going on right now, because that would have really played into her character better. I do know that Lala definitely is a watcher of Love and Hip Hop, because I was listening to some of the references and certain things that she was trying to do. I think she was really just trying to stay afloat in this sort of situation. So it wasn't really the best Suki possible, but it was certainly passable, and it wasn't like totally there. But Sukihana is vulgar, and I kind of wish that she went a little bit more risque with what she was talking about. Like, she could have gone there if she really wanted to do Sukihana. So this was very okay for your first time. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see Lala win something, and I really do. It can't just be Jimbo the whole entire season. I'd like to see some other babies win, but yeah, I just was like, if you're gonna do Suki, you gotta do Suki. Like, what happened to Henny and some Plan B? Like Henny and some Plan B. Y'all remember that video of her in a Walgreens? All I need is some Henny and some Plan B, and she's just dancing there, and they're shaking ass in a Walgreens. I got my Henny and a Plan B. Like, I remember Suki before she was on, like, Love and Hip Hop Suki. So, your boy be following shit. Hello, shout out to Boys Not Out. I'm just saying, like, I don't just watch Drag Race now. Oh, I am a black man, so I be watching other shit. But, like, there could have been a whole joke about that. So, yeah, I just was like, Jimbo Harrison Ford III. This is in my top 5 Snatch games of all time. If you watch my reaction, I cried laughing. Well, how is he there? I thought that, like, Jimbo could have been Pee Wee Herman, because low key they sounded like Pee Wee Herman before they were caught in that theater, making jerk chicken. But yeah, oh my goodness, I'm Shirley Temple. Whoa, and it was that sort of, oh, hi, Rue. I think I'm okay with this because they're a child. Everything was so good because they didn't think too seriously about the role. They played into what they knew of Shirley Temple and then proceeded to just go from there. I cried laughing at this. And what really set me, like, here's the thing. When Alexis threw that joke at Jimbo with the Shirley Temple bit, like, well, I don't know, Rue, I'm 100 years old, and Bowen Yang is there. Bowen was really good as the guest. He was a little bit better than Matt. And Jimbo's return, and I mean, when I say that volley was so nasty, because I felt Alexis in that, well, how many is it, Shirley, in dog years? Something B. Arthur would have said as, Dorothy on the Golden Girls, that sarcasm, that dry wit. And Jimbo's response, well, I don't know. You're the bitch. I said, and see, like that, like, oh, nerdigans. I thought of this too. I thought of this. If they ever put Jinx and Jimbo on if they ever did anything like, oh no, I already said Alexis was great. If you're coming in late and you're like, oh no, I already said Alexis was amazing. I literally applauded her. I promise you. If you rewind the tapes back, I applauded her. But okay, so how I know Jimbo is a mad TV watcher, a full-time viewer, the full bit is when we got into this tap dancing bit. Now, if that wasn't, I forget his name, but he did Stewart on the show. Like, girl, that shit was fucking hilarious because it was the way it started out too. Like, I was one of the only girls who knew who Shirley Temple was. Well, you also come from a Southern household, and you have grandmothers and great aunts and great uncles who came from that era too, that still talk about those things. You also may remember, Heidi, from those commercials at 2 a.m. on those networks when it was the Shirley Temple collection. I'm a good chip lollipop. Now in new Technicolor, all remastered, because I remember watching that shit at like 2 o'clock in the morning on Fox, like when MASH had came on or some nonsense, and then all of a sudden at the end of it, I would like see a commercial for that, and then it would also be those, hey, what's up, all you groovy cats and dolls? Here we are at this diner that has just been put up 2 days ago, where we ran through rehearsals for maybe 20 minutes prior to this commercial to talk about all these songs that maybe your uncle or aunt remembers. Yes, that's right. For $12.99, you can get 60 songs of the 60s and 70s. Ooh, what a time. Man, Matty, listen, your boy here watched TV. Animal crackers in my soup with bonbon. Yes, I come from a time. I'm not that old, but I'm older than some of y'all may be or may expect of me. So I grew up on television. That was my survival as a child growing up, and where I could like find myself lost into anything. And I would sneak watching TV like often. So my parents would be asleep and I would be still up watching television till 4 o'clock in the morning. I never got good sleep. It was terrible. Okay. So one day my dad finally was like, just get him a TV for his room. Cause like I'm not about to do this with him every night. And sure enough, I'm always going to school tired. I'm always, yep, that was me. So I grew up watching a lot of those commercials and absorbing it and just like being, what the hell? So, but yeah, I miss TV. Remember how it was the in the arms of an angel. Sarah McLachlan trying to tell us that animals were dying. And then them possibly using her for like there was this one with Ben Stiller. I'll never forget it. I think it was Ben Stiller or some comedian who was like, children are hungry. And it was showing these poor babies' faces and they're just, I'm like, what is happening? Like, won't you for 1 penny save this child? Did you know that 1 penny can get these people a bowl of rice and some clean water? And I'm like, really? Because let's talk about it. Because I just saw you the other day slap your wife on. Let me get back to it here, y'all. But again, you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, I just thought Jimbo was funny. I thought this shit was hilarious. Ridiculous. Inya, real. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Sail away, sail away, sail away. That's for people who still know who Desiree is. You gotta be fast, you gotta be strong, you gotta be wise, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong, you gotta sit together, you gotta be smooth, you gotta be. I don't know the rest of it. My, oh my, hey, hey. That's for those who know that song. 500 plus in the room. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. I'm an idiot. Let's continue. Drop a tip in my jar if you are loving me. But honestly, hit that thumbs up button if you are. So thanks for being here. Cool beans. Yeah, Jimbo ate this up. I do want to stop talking about something really fun and kind for a moment to talk about this assassination that happened today towards the ballroom community on behalf of Drag Race and the ball, and RuPaul. And you can sing that little sad fucking song to somebody else about, well, they were having fun and fuck all that and fuck all that and fuck all that. You can miss me with that kind of stuff. You can drop and roll on that one, honey, for somebody who's never been to a ball, never actually paid that dues to get into one, who's never walked a category, who's never felt the feeling of 6 a.m. hits your body when the sunlight, if that actually pops up, after losing or winning, going and trying to get your outfits together. You can miss me with that one. When a whole show that was based literally around ballroom, even though it wasn't even ballroom, Legendary was canceled by HBO. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This was some hot paper, scissors, shoot bullshit. I was like, girl, what in the nonsensical diarrhea is going on here? What did I eat last night? Hot fart is this? As much as y'all wanted to find this cute, I was like, what? I'm glad they had fun. I'm glad they had a good time. Good for them. But Rutin, shut, lady. Just laugh like you normally do. Cock. Just do that. But this, it didn't even need to happen. It was so weird. Matt looks like he's about to possibly be, on another series on Netflix that gets celebrated for murdering people of color. And then Bowen Yang, God bless him. I've seen more rhythm on SNL. I thought he was just doing the dance to be funny. We're done here. Honestly, no shade, Jimbo. You could have been Annabelle this week and still had the same bit, and that would have been hilarious because the face. But yes, continuing. Tabitha from Drag Race Holland did a great performance here, and it was so good. I was like, look at Tabitha go. Go ahead, Tab. Yes, Tabitha. Oh, so Tabitha is eating this up. That's not Candy. That's not, no, that's Tabby. Go ahead, Miss Mama. Like, make sure no trans women around you. Ooh. 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 We remember. We remember. All right, moving forward, because I like Candy. So, Candy, don't be mad at me. You definitely are giving, possibly a time machine version of Tabitha. No shade. But here's where we're going to get into I don't think so. This is where I'm in my I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't believe. Nope, no, ma'am. Y'all can miss me on some nonsense. Now, New Face is over here with Candace talking about, oh, well, I had a really rough day yesterday, but it really wasn't made any better because Heidi was over here doing all this extra and making me feel bad and this, that, and the other. You're grown. You're grown. You're grown. It's Snatch Game. You're in a character. So that means you weren't Coco Montrese and you were Kahana in your fucking feelings. Out of here with this nonsense. And Candy, I know you wanted to drop on top of this because you having your own feelings too, but let's keep it real. Do you have an alliance with Kahana or Heidi? Because your alliance member who you have a feeling about that you didn't go to directly. Oh, here I am. Here I go again. You have now put a negative spin into their negative spin already on top of them, but you're a sisterhood. You need to make sense. You need to make sense. Let me clear my I'm going to step up. Let me clear my throat real quick. Because I want y'all to hear me today. Because I'm also, and again, I don't hate any of these people. Do not send hate to any of these people. Once again, do not send hate to any of these people. Don't do it. Don't be rude. Don't be nasty. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, this is not what the show is about today, but I'm giving my opinion on what I saw from this episode and how I feel about how that thing went down and why I'm like, nah, no. Like, no. Okay. Now, it's like I could see where this was going. Kahana was in her feelings and felt that what Heidi did was nasty and shady and wrong and rude to play into her not feeling good already in this situation, right? You hit me when I was down in a competition. And we're sisters. And you hit me when I was down because I wasn't doing well. And you played into that. Now, if I turn my ass to go all the way to every Snatch game we've seen, there have been moments when someone isn't doing well, gets a joke made out of them. I'm going to give you all stars too. I'm going to do Alaska, and I'm going to do come on, Roxy Andrews. And Roxy Andrews is literally being Alaska, and she's doing terrible. And Alaska, and oh, what's the big deal? Oh, and again, it's playing into she's doing terrible. And I'm now making a joke out of it to keep it going here. This is some insecure bullshit, and the way you projected this in this sort of way would have had me get you together. This wouldn't have been, we'd have been hot after this. We would have been mad forever because I'd have been like, and what apology do I give to you? Because I wasn't being mean to you, but you felt extra sensitive because you were doing bad yesterday. They do this every Snatch game. Okay? Like that's how it operates. And just because you were not doing well and you were in your feelings, no one owes you that in this competition. This ain't no, we're doing a job somewhere in a booking and I fucked you over on some book. Nah. This is a show. Are you in alliance with Heidi? I don't think so. Heidi, did y'all get an alliance together? This doesn't seem like a conversation that needed to happen. So this felt like you really wanted to project your feelings on someone and make them come off as a bad person. And I didn't like that. I thought that was weird. So whatever you thought you were doing here, you didn't do. But again, you ran up on somebody who already was feeling some kind of way, because when Heidi wanted to leave, and you were, no girl, but behind her with Candy, girl, she talking all this, I want to be here. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, then. So you, that's not your friend. Let's not do all that. Now, maybe that's your friend, but in this competition right now, in that moment, that wasn't some friendship for me. I thought this was lame. I did. Heidi, you better than me. You a different kind of Libra than I am, sister, because I'd have said that Virgo would have turned on, my Virgo rising, and my Gemini moon would have kicked the fuck in. That evil twin would have activated. Who are you talking to? Girl, and so we should base our voting on how we did in this competition, right? Versus how you feel when I did what I did when we were doing Snatch Game, because we're playing Snatch Game. So if you feel you did bad and you've been consistently bad with your one win, out you go. Went right back to my makeup. You're shady, and I am, and will be. Now what? Should have did well. You know your mama, why didn't you do her? So when Heidi is apologizing to Kahana out of the kindness of her Libra heart, you better than me. I didn't want that to come out that way, sister, and all of that. And then all of a sudden, from the corner of Heidi, it's interesting you would say that, because I over here feel some kind of way because you put me under the bus. I thought I was watching a Looney Tunes episode. It was as if we just got through a situation, okay, with Lola Bunny feeling some kind of way, and Bugs had to apologize. The Tasmanian Devil has got their way up into this gig and is now talking about, basically the grandmother with the Tweety bird. Okay, that's Jimbo. Yes, that's where I'm going with this. Follow me here. And then makes it about that. Now, James Mansfield in middle brow, La Reed, because it's like, what the fuck is happening here? This is chaos. Because she was just apologizing and moving on with the point, and you wanted to tag your it. Come on. Now, Heidi pulls Alexis into this conversation because Alexis was there, and good old Elmer Fudd, who we are expecting to be on Bugs Bunny's side in this equation here, because the Tasmanian Devil at this point in time is now it's tag you're it, right? But Elmer over here, okay. Close the Looney Tunes chapter. Let me get serious. You're weird, Alexis. How do you go yes? And I mean, you nodded it. With all the assurance in the world, you are a good actress from the front. Listen, Heidi, I am gonna be messy for this one. Don't send no hate, because more than one girl knew the truth in the room. Ooh. Now, I'm gonna say this before I continue any further, because I don't want people to think that the scene for me was like, how dare they? No, this was entertaining as fuck. This was entertaining. This was entertaining. I love the drama. No shade. No, sorry, Heidi. I know it was a crazy day, but I live for this kind of shit. Hey, you were on the side of this, but I was like, honey, this is it was enjoyable. I was like, yes, God, that Emmy is coming. It better, at least for this episode. The way this went down, oh, please, give him the Emmy. But Alexis, you literally sat here in your B. Arthur Golden Girls shirt. This is a Golden Girls shirt, like dead ass. That's what she said. Yeah. Now, Candace Museum decides to, so that's what I said, and it was like, you flipped. And Jimbo, they're all sitting there just looking at you like, just be honest, like, was that what had happened? And it was very yes, and it was the expression that came from Jimbo going, what? And then Candy going, so hold up, is that what I said? Sound like Red Fox, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Is that what I said? So you're telling me, Alexis Michelle, that in that moment of you going yes completely, that you were able to then look up butterflies in the sky and find out that, oh, actually, that's not what was said. And then on social media later with a lifted red wig, said you were scared of This is where I get to come on Candy's side of it. Why would you say some dumb donkey ass shit like that? Shifting hairline. I know you didn't. Like really? Like, okay. Like I honey. Okay. Oh, my anger. Ooh, I got so angry. I got so angry when she said that, because Candy, Dominican full ass, being said something like that in Yes, Alexis, that's weird. Yes, Alexis, because nothing that was done, nothing that we saw in that moment, Heidi, you don't need to confirm shit, because what I want you to make money. So what I saw, nothing was to be scared of. There was not one point did Candy get up and aggressively go, is that what I said, Alexis? No, she sat there with one eyebrow and challenged your opinion. And that was the moment that you turned and said, no, I think that you wanted to make TV. I think in that moment that this I'm scared of Candy was really, ooh, it's going to be real funny if I do this backwards, because you could have confirmed that and really had made it what it was. But you didn't do that. You instead decided to be a punk and change your opinion. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I wasn't there. I don't know these people. But if I were in that room thinking of the people that we're talking about, I would have believed Heidi. Like, there is no questionable doubt in my mind that Candy would have said some shit like that, regardless of being in an alliance. You can also go against members in your alliance. We've all seen Big Brother. There are some people that you carry a certain distance and then you let go because you needed them to carry you in the votes. Now that you've gotten to a certain point and you want the other people to be there, you drop the rest of them. We're not stupid. I absolutely believe that she said it. And you know what, Candy? Here's the bad part about this. It's not that you're not a person who's untrustworthy. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is that based off of what we've seen of Heidi on the show and you on the show, I would more be inclined to believe that Heidi is a truth teller than you. And not saying that you're a liar. I'm just referring to this situation that we're in right now with the way the game is going, with who is in the lead, and you being a good producer and strategist. I'm sorry, friend. I would have believed Heidi. I wouldn't have been mad at you for saying that, but it's how it got thrown back into a question of someone's integrity for me that then made me lose this drama moment, and it became less fun, because now it turned into, what's wild to me is that you would have said that trying to make these people believe that I would do that to my friend, and we're supposed to be an alliance. You literally gave the alliance away in that kind of moment. And mind you, when Jimbo had said, well, I mean, thinking about this, Heidi was looking out for me. So how am I going to be mad if you said some shit like that? And Heidi was just like, okay, I know we're doing this, but like, whoa, this may be something that happens later. So like, be careful. Now, Jimbo running back to Candy was dumb to do, but at the same time, she may have wanted to get like whatever confirmation. And of course, Candy ran with that because it was like, oh shit, my game is leaking. This is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, but I just didn't like the way the narrative spilled into Heidi being a bad person and calling her basically a shit stirrer and a liar in this moment, when in reality, Heidi had been already in a mood in previous episodes, and we could tell something was up, and y'all were playing into that. Every time Heidi would say something, and yes, run the edit back for the other episodes. I'm doing good. I'm happy. It would be, she wasn't saying that yesterday. Ooh, that's not what she was talking about last week. So I like Candy. I like Kahana, I like Jimbo, like Heidi, like everybody on the show. I'm talking about this from the level of if I'm in the competition, this is how I feel. I told Jimbo to talk to Candy. Will be more detailed on my page. Oh, the plot thickens. The plot thickens. Wait, that makes me feel a game of telephone was done and how it was then. Oh, my brain just leaked. A game of telephone, tone was taken out of context. Boom. A game of telephone, tone taken out of context. And then those feelings that were held in Candy then fully, See, now Heidi, look what you did. I don't even need to go to the Patreon. I'm going to the Patreon, but I'm like, oh, did I just construct that together? Aha. Aha. And that's my point right here, work in progress. They wanted to get her upset. They wanted the narrative to be that she was this girl and this and that was the case. And I think that Candy flipped that narrative very quickly, especially because whatever game that was given was told, and they were going to vote emotionally today to keep Kahana. And that was what the bet was on, where you heard Kahana and everyone talk about it was going to be me and Heidi in the bottom. I don't believe Heidi was going to be in the bottom. I think that's what you wanted to happen. So that way, that could have been the way the vote went down because of how you felt emotionally in that situation. And Heidi saw that coming. And I would have too. I mean, it's literally written. I mean, the narrator been narrating the whole season. Candy basically told him how to vote. It is wild to me. Now, I'm going to tell you something right here. When Alexis, you make me sick, did this full bit of, can we burn some sage in the room, you guys? We're all really talented here. Let's stop talking about. I think Alexis is a nice person, probably a good soul. I don't believe you, though. I think you be talking just as much mad shit as the rest of them, but you do it in such a way that you think that it doesn't sound like that. Just to be honest, I thought this was on some weird shit. Like, ma'am, you facilitated half of this drama by then participating in it when you were called to the floor. And instead of you giving a straight answer, you gave two answers and then let a person then overtalk and narrate the whole situation to make one other individual look wrong. When if you were there, Alexis, and you knew what had happened, why aren't you actually backing up Heidi in this moment to be like, that's not how it's coming out. You're making her seem like she was malicious in this intent. Craziness. Like, I thought that was insane. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Jimbo, I know you feel like, oh, I wish this wasn't about me, but in reality, you didn't start this fight. Kahana was having her own issues with Heidi, and Candy jumped in, and then you tried to save a little bit of it by being, hey, da 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 da. I hope this is for somebody else and not for me, because that's not where I'm coming from here. But I am referring to what I said earlier as being y'all reading too much about Kahana. I don't think it was a nefarious plot by Kahana. I think it was genuinely felt attacked by Heidi. No, unfortunately, no. I'm challenging that opinion. I'm not going to say it was a nefarious plot, but let's not be silly here in thinking that after this situation just happened, that they wouldn't have voted emotionally in the next moment based off of anybody talking about it. Because Kahana would have said, you saw what Heidi did to me this week. Think about it that way. Oh, it was in the okay, just making sure, because I'm like, let's not do that. But I am going to say that if you think Kahana was being malicious in this moment, no. I don't think she's being malicious in the moment. I think that how she came at Heidi was ridiculous. And I thought some of the words that she used were not the best way to describe a situation, only to make her sound like she was more intentionally trying to hurt some. You know what I'm saying? Like, she used words that were bigger than what the moment was. And so Heidi had to like, hold on now, that's not where I was coming from. It just, the way that how it played into this narrative of how would we vote this episode if something went down, it would be very emotional. Like, oh, remember, this is what had happened. Because as you saw from all the other episodes up until this last one, they have not been doing track record. There's been some emotional voting. I like your speech. I like this, that. And I think that Kahana was banking, and True T, that based off of how this was going down, that if she was going to be in the bottom, at least Heidi's there because she is not liked right now. And that may save me. That's where I'm at. Crash, thank you for the super chat. Make sure y'all supporting our sister Heidi with her links. She is giving us her time today in an Uber. Thank you, sister. But Miss Flores, thank you for the super chat. I love Alexis, but I think she chose Candy over Heidi because she knows that Candy would back her up in the future production deals. She probably knows Heidi would go against stuff like that in the future. Okay. I think that Bio missed to that point. I think she chose Candy because she feels Candy may be in more of a popular or maybe the way she speaks is a little bit stronger than how Heidi is talking. And so she feels like, well, okay, people are going to back up Candy versus backing up Heidi. I don't know. I wasn't there. But, to me, all of this was bullshit. And I really hated it because I was here for, I was really here for it. But then when Heidi had turned and did the, however you vote for Heidi, and it was like, oh shit, like I already knew where this was going. A Libra out of balance is the worst thing ever. And I know some people aren't Zodiac folks. I'm not fully there, but I will say this though. Uncle Gumbald, you saw what I did. Oh, Gumbald. I have been in Heidi's position before where everything has become so overwhelming to where who you think you are is now completely being twisted upside down. There could be things happening at home. There could be things happening in the competition outside of it. Naisha had said something at Roscoe's in reference to Heidi being really upset having to vote somebody out. And at the same time, for me as a person, watching this, it was tough because this is somebody who I care about as a person and who I love so much. And I know the feeling that she's going through. It's like you're drowning and you cannot swim. And so it's like, fuck, whatever's happening, I don't care anymore. I know where this all is going. I know how this is playing out. I cannot do this. I'm not going to. I'd rather be happy than unhappy right now. And so I'm bouncing. I know Alexis is a Libra too. I told you there's different Libras now. There's chaotic ones, and then there's the emotional ones, and then there's the very uppity ones. There's lots of different leaves, and it also depends on your cusp, whether you're a Scorpio or Virgo. But where was my point in this? Oh, you made me miss my point. I was reading that comment up. Come on, Matt, pull it back. So listen, this is why I said after All-Star 7 and no one goes home, this is why. Adora's Libra too. See, I know my scale. I know a scale tip when I see one. I know when that sucker goes, ooh, and it's like, bitch, it's too heavy. She's got to go. We have to recoup. We got to recoup. Dayla is a Libra too. See, Vanjie is a Libra. Look at that. Different levels. Now, I'm a Virgo rising. So I'm not on some, bitch, they would have had a whole lot of me. And my Gemini moon would have been really acting the fuck up. Because everybody would have heard my mouth before I walked out that room, bitch, okay? But let's be very honest, Heidi. I think you did these people a favor because in reality, I didn't see you in the bottom this week, regardless of how they were trying to play this out in the workroom. And I'm almost for certain your runway was really great, even though you did cut it off a little bit for your Instagram. But I I think you did these girls a favor. This was almost Ben de la Creme style, just to be real with you. You weren't doing bad at all. I almost feel like if they did the show the way that Naisha was talking about, with them having placements ready and all that, whatever, I feel wins were coming. I'll be very real with you. And I know that was a lot going on, and that all happened, and this is all hearsay and all that. But you were in my top 4. I had a feeling you were going to do very well. I said, well, it's coming. I said, they keep putting her in the high position. They're playing this like, oh, it's gonna happen. That's where my mind was at. And I am sad that you chose this decision, but I fully understand and I support you in this decision, and I got you, bitch. So I'm always gonna be a supporter forever and ever. You know that ain't never gonna change. You were my first person for DragCon on Saturday Friday when I saw you. Heidi was literally the first person I stopped and saw, and I bought a grinder from her, which is a really good grinder, by the way. So unless y'all want that flesh jack, get you a little Gap Tooth action. Get the grinder on the whatever you can find our merch at, because baby, it's smooth, sister. I enjoy it. I love it. I really did. Like, not even trying to like brown nose you right now, but being very honest. You weren't in the bottom. You were going to be fine. I think it was going to be a little bit of a rough road the rest of the season of like dealing with that kind of nonsense. But I was like, they're going to do something and set her up for, the next phase of what they want to feel like. But I feel and understand why you did what you did. So love you, sister. Love you down. It was weird when it's like, why are you running after her and talking to her now? Oh no, the situation got a little too serious. Yeah, I got a little serious, but it was like, oh, what? Like, anywho. It's confirmed. She's definitely not coming back. Everybody's feeling a certain way, and then we get here. When it comes to this moment here, I want to say I'm not Heidi, so I wasn't there, and I don't know these people personally. But when it comes to, Candy and Alexis being there versus Lala Ree, like, Jim, see, like, there go Heidi. Well, Jimbo sent her after me. Okay, so but let's get to this. Let's get to what I want to talk about here, because when I tell you this was some. Not one tear. I thought she was doing a mime act for one moment, because I just didn't know what was going on and what was happening. And it's like, I didn't know what she was crying over, to be honest, in the scene. I thought it was something that may have been sitting on top of her, for a while. And, maybe she realized what was, I didn't know. Maybe she got a note that, possibly, for Hims isn't really going to do the do. I don't know what this was. And it was the handover. It was the full act of it all. Like, you've already done this. And so now we see you, and that's why this doesn't work anymore. Alexis is like, God bless you, though. Because I got to say, this was entertaining. Like, you dry sobbing was entertaining as fuck. Entertaining as fuck. God forbid you ever have to go to trial for anything. Oh my goodness. And you're in the wrong. I cannot, honey. Listen, if this was Robbie Turner in that Uber suit, bitch, can you imagine that video? Can you? God, is this what you do to keep men to stay? Is this what happens when they want to leave, sister? You be given all this? Is this what the last one was? It started out with a chicken dinner, and then it turned into this. Listen, I would never. Ooh, this is like Amberlynn Reed vibes of like manipulation. I can't. I can't. We love you, Heidi. Thank you for stopping in the chat and spilling a little bit of tea. You know I love you down, sister. Please support my sister at all of her social media platforms. Get to her Patreon. She's going to be spilling the real tea. Shout out to everyone that got that little girl world reference. I appreciate you. Shout out to Karina Kaboom, because who doesn't love a good Kermit? But love you, Heidi. I'll see you later. Listen, but yeah, Jessica Wilde was all of us. Like, girl, what? Like, what is she crying about? Like, what's happening out here? Like, full dust. She got full dust. It was an inner cry. Okay, New York. It's definitely giving me the same levels of New York on many occasions. But yeah, shout out to Peace to Mateo. Thank you for that super chat. Thanks for y'all tuning in today. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Matty Rants. 565 of you here in this live. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. These numbers always add up to like really big ones. So I appreciate y'all for joining me today, talking about the show. Fuck. Oh, that part took me out. That part took me out. She was like, let me use my stapler. That part took me out. She was like, fuck. Fuck. Oh God, how just awful. Alexis, just awful. Lean out of the light. Let's get into the judges panel. Michelle Visage looks lovely. We have our guest judges there today, and Ross Matthews, presenting himself as an effeminate, Scooby Gang member. Like every time I see Ross now, I assume he's going to solve mysteries with Scooby-Doo as an effeminate Freddy. Very that. But yeah. Like he'd say jinkies. Jinkies. Like very that. Very that. Like look, the pant fit, the boot, the blouse, honey. He's going to solve mysteries in a very, very, very light-wristed way, honey. I didn't realize Bowen was that tall. It's the shoes. I'm just now seeing this. You know what? I'm okay with RuPaul. I'm okay with RuPaul's outfit. It's interesting color-wise for me. I like it. I'll be real with you. The gams are gammon. I'm okay with it. Even the light stocking Barbie legs that she got going on. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm here with it. I am. Go in, Bowen. Bowen is one of the people holding up SNL right now. Him and Keenan and a couple other folks. Whoa, child. Is it Ego? Yeah. Also another person. Was it Ego or Ego? Is it Ego? How is her name? I watch SNL too much for me to have that wrong. I want them to give her a different skit though. Well, no, she's really good. Yeah. Like it's only a couple people holding up SNL right now. Wait, with the E, is it 3 E's? Is the A or is that with the E? Is it E? See, I'll get it together. I like her though. She's good. One of the very few people. Very, very. Yeah, I like Rose. Rose Given. I was kind of here for it. There's a skit with Bowen and RuPaul, and it's Dynasty, but them being coal miners. Bitch. Please, if you have never seen it, YouTube it now. Like, it's one of the funniest skits ever, and they didn't show it for time for some reason. Thank you, Bex. So be do. Stanley, thank you for the super chat as well. Very much that. I love when she shows legs. I do too. I like it when the legs match. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. Now, category is Ruveal Yourself. I think this was okay for mostly everybody except for maybe 1 or 2 people, but really one person. Hold on. I'm getting dragged in the chat right now because apparently I missed a super chat and I apologize. Wait, I thought I highlighted this. I didn't. My bad. Mirage, thank you for the super chat. You're not overlooked. Relax. That's rude to me too. I'm not overlooking you on purpose. Go, like, give me a break. I'm so sick of Karen and her tears. I am too. Y'all, if I miss a super chat, I'm in a point and I'm in a moment and I'm talking and everybody's, the chat, I just see it to my right sometimes. It is not meant to be, I'm just trying. Girl, I'm not doing that on purpose. Like, come on now. Like, be for real. Jessica Wilde, as basically, she's paying a lot of homages this season too. Cockadoodle, you've been paying this a lot. You've been doing this a lot. I didn't say you attacking, but you're giving me a lot, sister. Shit, I'ma see you. If I don't see it, I promise you, I'm happy. Even if I miss it, thank you. Anybody that it happens to, I get in my point. I just start talking. It's 2 out of 3 for me. The first part of this, it didn't give me chicken, but I got the feathers. The egg, I hate for my own reasons. But then I like the eggs bit with the bathing suit, and I like the wig. So I was like, it's cool. It's cool. The second look, not so much. It's cool. Now, Kahana Montrese. Everyone relax. Everyone in the chat, relax. Relax. Everyone, settle down. See, this is my fault. Now I'm doing Alexis shit. This is my fault. My bad, y'all. Usa. Kahana. Let's have this conversation today because reveal yourself and you getting naked. Got it. However, like, no shade, no shade indeed. This is a great outfit, but if I'm going to be honest, like, I said Tiana Taylor is giving it to me. But for me, it was like, so she just, okay. This could have been Ask the World Turns. See, I'm being fair in this point. It's a good look. But this is low-key Ask the World Turns. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think she looks great. I just wasn't blown away by the reveal of it all. And she got down. I was like, okay. This has been kind of you the whole time. So no shade. But she looks good. And she looks great. Tiger. Tony. I am always here for a Jim Henson reference, and I appreciate James Mansfield for puppets. Puppets matter, okay? Me and Jim Henson actually share the same birthday, September 24th. So I'm a fan of puppets. Love them down. It's my childhood, right? So I was like, oh, that's cute. So I was like, oh, okay. She's she also has this gimmick, that she does even with her own drag with puppetry as well, right? So she removes it, and then she is James Mansfield, right? And this is the James Mansfield this is very James Mansfield. And then she removes it, and she's James Mansfield again, right? And then she removes another look, and then that was where I was like, okay, and scene. I think she looked good until here. I actually was fine with everything. It's similar. It's the same. Yes. However, I was okay until we got here and she lost the weight. So congratulations to them. But this did take me out of the illusion. This took me out of the illusion. Took me out of it because I was like, oh dear God, like, what's going on in between? Like, it looks like roasted beef at Arby's or something. I didn't understand. Ari, thank you for the super chat. After Jada's all-season reveal on All-Star 7, my expectations are too high. I mean, even with that statement, it's still some of this was kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, oh okay. Mark, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Matty. Here's a tip. I haven't been able to catch the last few reviews due to work. Jimbo doing this in Canada proud. It is. is very much doing y'all proud. Like, not in the lip sync department. Y'all are, I mean, but then again, Canada's Drag Race, right? Y'all are used to not having good lip syncs. If only what I said wasn't true. Just saying, Mark, I'd love to see him not go home. Okay, like, listen, hey, no shade. And you know what? It's so funny because in reality, they probably are really great lip syncers. Let me not just shit on them like that, but like, season 3 was a wash, Fred. Let's call it what it is, as far as lip syncing was concerned. I think it may be the songs that they're given on the show as to why I'm making my point, because I'm always not really interested. And you know, I've seen some of them lip sync in person outside of Drag Race, and like Kendall, Gia, and Cynthia are actually really good. They performed at Precinct same night I did as Pizza. But they're really good. So, like, again, to me, it's just the show itself and the song choices. I'm like, eh. And not everybody on the show is terrible. So, Candy Muse, Candelisa Muse, Candice Muse. Oh Lord, Mirage, I'm gonna highlight it, and I appreciate the super chat, but like, let it go. We're moving on, and anybody that's still going for this, we're moving on, please. Mirage, just want to let you know, put the comment in the chat because I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. I was not attacking you. No. I know you weren't attacking me. I was just saying, don't get in your feelings when I miss a super chat. Do not worry. It's okay. I appreciate the super chats today. Woosah. Family argues sometimes. We get into it. We move on, though. That's how we operate, and that's what we do here. So let's move on. Let's talk about Candices. Let's talk about Candices right now, right? So I was here for the first look. I was like, oh, I like the first look. I enjoyed it. I thought, oh, this is a nice new silhouette. This is a new silhouette. I enjoyed it. Look at the skirt. It's not some weirdly, pantied outfit. Now, when we got here, no, before I get to the shapeless boob, let me get up here because I hate the way that the bra is up top. I was like, Candy, I know you may not have been okay with this. Like, no, ma'am. I was like, oh no. This I was kind of a little bit better about, but my issues were I didn't know where you were going. Like, are you now a robot who's a hooker, who, possibly had a sledgehammer to her chest and compacted this outfit? It looks like this was killing me with these little random little paillettes that you got. I was like, what is that? Like, that was my problem. I think your makeup was done. I think the wig was cute. I think the first look for me, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then that second was, no. And then the third one, I'm like, well, totally understand. She was trying to do Stepford. Trying. It was not my favorite. Oh, the pumps are cute. I don't like them with this outfit. The pumps are cute. Not my favorite. Okay, Lala. So I am not going to agree with Bianca in this moment here because personally, I think the bodysuit is cute. Now, Ruveal, I mean, if we can let somebody, low key turn a trash bag, take a little piece of hefty bag off, and then wear the worst makeup ever with what is one of the funniest outfits possible, then I'm going to let a lot of shit go, right? And I can do that for everyone. But I thought the bodysuit was cute. I thought it was cute. I'd wear it. Shit. I was like, oh, okay. You know, for Ruveal, it was okay. But I thought the outfit was cute for me. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd wear it. For me, I'd wear it. I don't know about a Ruveal, but like, you know, I thought, to me, I wish that when it was the cape and she came out of it, it was still attached to the bow and it was a long train. That is my only critique for this personally for me. I liked it. I would wear this outfit in multiple colors. Look, I perform in this motherfucker. But like, I just wish that was attached to the bow so it gave that feel of you thought it was a coat. And then when she revealed it, it was like all this, it was really a long, big bowy train. That's my only critique for that. If we're gonna do Ruveal, like, you know, like it's giving like very much a big coat and bam, like my bow was that girl. Like that's all. But yeah, other than that, you know, I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, I know some of y'all really don't care for Jumbo, but like, whatever. In this moment, I have to say, bitch, this was so fucking good. This was so on the level of what? If Jimbo wins this season, I will not be mad if they're in a winter season. As many seasons that they've been on, if that mind can continue to make this kind of like these kind of decisions, and it's been how many seasons? You've been on 3 of them. And you're making these kind of decisions, girl, I want to see you battle with the other girls. I want to see you do. You won't win a lip sync, but every time you step on that runway, it's going to be what? Like what? Oh. Who else was thrown off and didn't realize they were walking backwards for the first couple of seconds of this? Because for 1 minute, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I thought they were just wearing a mask and the reveals was why they were walking kind of stiff. Like it completely threw me off. And then as I'm seeing them step and I'm realizing those are fake feet, I'm like, oh my God. Like it started to all register with me. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And this is also their face that they did a molding up. Like, okay. God damn. Jeremy, thank you so much for the tippy poo on Venmo. Can Michelle get on Kahana? Lala and Alexis giving the same clothing selection every week. I want to see something different. Hold on, I'm trying to finish this point, but Venmo wants me to know I can get cash back. Can I read this? Thanks, babe. Different. I want to see something different for each. Also, I haven't liked anything Candy has brought for the entire season. I want to be wowed. I want to be entertained. Whew, Jeremy, those are points that are made, but I appreciate the tippy poo. Maybe Michelle will say something soon. We don't know. But back to Adam before they became Eve. There is a movie that is about aliens from a long time ago, and I can't remember the name of it. It's not Arrival. It may be just called Arrival versus The Arrival. Hold on, I'm trying to, or maybe it's The Arrival. I forget. It came out in the 90s, a long time ago. And there was a scene in the movie where like they had I may be right with The Arrival. I was correct. It's called The Arrival. Come on, Matty. Come on. Yes. Oh, I'm so good. Okay, listen. So the movie is called The Arrival. It's actually it's a little creepy, a little bit of a scary movie, a little bit. But at the end of it, there is this kid who has been working with the guy this entire time. This black young kid who was working with him. And at the end of the movie, like he thinks they've won, or it's like whatever, this moment of feeling like maybe everything's okay. And then the kid's legs bend backwards, like how Jimbo looks. And they go click, click. And then he runs off. It's like, what the fuck? Like, wait, he was an alien the whole time. Like that. So for me, when I'm watching this as a person born in 1986, seeing this movie and how much it creeped me out when I was younger, I was like, holy shit, Jimbo is in The Arrival. Anywho, sorry, I had to give that moment. But that turnaround with the fruit right positioned perfectly for Eve. Oh, wow. And I mean, the judges lived. They were living for this moment. Living for this moment. It was like, wow, now that's a reveal. To then uncork from the stem, the top of the fruit, to then the snake popping out. Like, Jimbo didn't even have to do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Didn't even have to. They already did the job. It was like, oh my God, perfect. Oh, there's a snake too. Like just for that added effect. This completely changed how I feel about Jimbo. The way that, like, of course we could have seen different Adams and Eves and the whole spinner. No, that was smart. That was very intelligent. I like that drag. Alexis Michelle. We all knew what this was going to be. Broadway at its finest for sure. Listen, Meryl Streep over here, on her worst day, Alexis Michelle, did Into the Woods. Yep. And a lot of people love this, and because they're big fans of the musical and itself. And I thought this was great. Bianca, they felt a little different about it, but I was like, okay, that's so cool. I will agree to this point though. It's starting to. If I'm going to talk about Candace giving the same, I'm going to do the same for Alexis too. I wish the dress was pretty. The top, this part here looks really, square bodied, very, very sponge boob. Yeah, just so if I'm going to talk about Candace, I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to talk about Kahana I'm going to talk about Alexis. She looked good though, but like same category, same. It's the same, but it's pretty and it's interesting, and we know that she is that girl who is going to pay homage to her, Broadway roots. So yeah. I liked it. Jimbo is the winner of this week's episode because I don't really need to go through critiques this week because we already know what's up. Untucked wasn't for me this week either. I was just like, girl, like the whole look at what Heidi wrote. Not the mood. Jimbo gets dressed to lose. Isn't that something? So you're telling me, Jimbo, you were going to do a hallucinate and this was the outfit? Like, I would have thought you were going to do something completely different with this mod ass look. Like, madam, excuse me. This is more madam. It's a cute outfit, Stephanie, but let's be real. Like, this, they know the song. So why are you in this out? This is like, huh? I was like, what? Like, yeah, we're going to talk about the game looks tomorrow on the panel, Arnaldo. I'll be honest with you. Darian was the best of all of them, to be real with you. I was like, okay, Darian, that one was cute. But I kind of like, maybe even with them still being on the show, I've been happy to see them walk, but I would have probably had some very pointed opinions during the season, like, just to be real with you. So we'll talk about Fame Games tomorrow. We will talk about that tomorrow. Jasmine Kennedy, as I like to say, is the lip sync assassin. Shout out to Jasmine, friend of the show, friend of the channel. Love you, sister. Got to talk to her this past drag con and the previous one too. Saw her at Drag Race Live performing. Love you down, love you down. Thanks for not taking anything I said personal. Jasmine's a key. But she was the lip sync assassin. And I said, well, obviously, we don't have to watch this to know what's about to happen. Cornbread, shout out to Cornbread. She was on the pit stop this week. She said the moans are moaning. But no, she is giving, I'm in my, this is This is me. Ooh. Very that. But the song is Hallucinate by Dua Lipa. Some of us were hallucinating when we were watching this, but no one was hallucinating the fact that Jasmine Kennedy won this lip sync within the first 5 seconds. Jimbo had a wig reveal. When she did the Dua Lipa dance, I was like, that stiff ass dance she did. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's right. She did stumble at the beginning. I think that's when I just stopped caring. I was like, like, we know how this is going to go. Oh my God. I loved it. The split was great. It was good. She did a little backhand spring into the kick out into the split. I was like, come on, sister. She did good. And she said, wait, this is the first time you said I'm a winner. I need you to say that again, just so we can remember. Aaron, hey, Jazz, if they ask you for All Stars and you feel like you ready, go. Don't wait. Go. You're fully self-aware of your character and who you are in drag now. I mean, you already knew who you were, but I'm like, you're now on the real. This is me kind of shit, girl. If you're ready, just. Mm-hmm. But reminder, you watch this show and many others, you know what you need to do with your outfits if you're going to be that girl. And you know, I'm just saying. Because you remember you were painting for 57, okay? Come on. No, it's not, of course not. Of course not. I have predicted people on the show in the future. I have. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. It is interesting that there are a couple of people who I literally like had conversations with, like, you should do this, and all of a sudden they got on the show. I'm like, man, I need to put that into my own spirit here, because I'm peasy if I ever get on the show. I'm going for top 5, everybody. I'm not going for the win. No, I would be going for the win, but if I got at least top 5 or 6, I'd be happy. Anything after that, I'd be like, damn it, give me an All-Stars. I want to redo. Just listen, Jessica Wilde, Kahana Montrese were in the bottom. Everyone voted for Kahana. Kahana was going to go home. RuPaul, with the gap tooth, with the wide divide in between that has left us, she said, I'm going to give y'all a second chance. It's going to be exciting to see how the lipsticks go, or if they're funny, they'll be like, well, we don't need to look at it. But it's like, no, you should definitely look at it. Kahana needs that reality check that regardless, of all of that, regardless of it, like, sister, as mad as you were at Heidi, you were the worst this week, and the runway was okay. So, no shade, but I'm glad you're getting the chance to prove yourself. But like, this whole Heidi and me would have been in the bottom. Girl, stop. That would not have been the case. So it'd have been you and Jessica. Like, Jessica wasn't good for Snatch Game, just so we're clear. Like, she was okay. It was the same note, just like you. But we're glad they got to stay. We're glad those decisions were made, and we're happy that it's not a top 6 just yet, but it's a top 7. So, hold on, sister. I want to have some closing opinions before I step out of this today. Don't go anywhere. About to go to another game night tonight. Since Street Fighter 6 came out, that's now on the repertoire of games. We put Smash Brothers on a hold, and it's Street Fighter 6 time. So, and since I have Street Fighter right now, I am the one designated to bring Street Fighter 6. And and my friends are already like, okay, now I need to get a PS5. I'm like, yes, you do, but it's also on PS4, so get it now. Oh, Mambu-chan is on the couch right now. He's sleeping. What is this? What time is it? 4 or something? 5? Oh yeah, this is cat time to sleep. He's up in the evening time. Once it's 9, he's like up and at 'em and doing the most, okay? I don't hate anybody on this show. I don't hate anybody off the show that's on this cast. I don't send hate to anybody that's being discussed today. Please, 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 please. Do not. I think I read this, but I didn't highlight this. Hold on. I hope Heidi will be posting her Runway looks on her socials. Even she will be a part of the Fame Games. I do too. I love me some Heidi, so like I feel the same way. But I think this was one of the most entertaining episodes of the season. While I am upset at the outcome that took place today, or I should say yesterday, with the episode, and that we lost one of our people who we were rooting for. Honestly, a majority of us, all of us was rooting for Heidi. I'm sad about that. I was fucking entertained, bitch, because there was so much happening. There was so much happening, so much drama, some keys and some cackles with the Snatch Game and the laughs, you know, a little bit of this and that on the runway, you know, and all that stuff. But, you know, I am kind of sick of somebody losing a lip sync all the time. It's almost as if don't give her the win because she ain't going to, the money, these girls are going to walk home with $30K every fucking time. But I had a good time with this one. I was entertained. I just don't like how certain things played out for people. And I don't like the narrative that was then placed on a particular contestant that's no longer there after they were low-key told something that I feel happened. It was then presented in a way that then got back in a negative sort of context that then turned into something that really shouldn't have happened the way it did. And also another person's insecurities being relayed to an individual as them being shady and not right and not okay when it's a game that we're playing here. It got a little wild to me, but it's TV. So like, that's how I'm reviewing this. At the end of the day, how I saw this episode, I thought that Candy said that she wanted to send Jimbo home and got caught up and changed the narrative to make Heidi look bad. Boom. I think Kahana was being childish and low-key a brat and, you know, took something that Heidi did way too personal in their own moment of understanding that they are not up to par with impersonations and comedy. Probably a great person, but this is not their gig and their bag. And so they saw their ass walking out the door with one win, and that's T. Alexis is a fool and a entertaining fool, but one who, you know, has gone back on their word, has lied in front of folks, and also thrown bitches under the bus. So I would be looking at Alexis as someone who I would want to send home soon because she's untrustworthy. Candy, because she can manipulate the scenario to work in her favor because she's going to overtalk somebody. On top of Jimbo, you are a threat. So I'd send you home too, bitch. This is a game. This is TV. It's not just about, I love Jimbo, so they should win. It's also, don't let Jimbo get in the bottom because, girl, fair game. That is TV. They're all going to be successful regardless of this, but not everybody is going to be as successful because it depends on the fandom. Reminder. So Monica Beverly Hills does not have the same audience that Jimbo has. And so if Jimbo's audience is then attacking Monica's audience or Monica herself, because it's, you hear where I'm going with this? Like, relax. This is TV. Okay? I do think it's bullshit that Alexis said that Candy scared her and was scary. So I did what I did. That was nonsense to me. But I again, $200K on the line. I'm going to get my money. I'm going to win an episode knowing that Jimbo just lost 2 lip syncs back to back. Bet that's $30K in my purse next week. That's how I be running this. I'm going to have to win these lip syncs after her because let her win, girl. She's going to stack that coin up. Oh, I didn't win the season. I'm leaving with $60K. I had 2 wins and they voted me out. I left a coin. I'm going to take this and run with it. I'm going to use this to my advantage in how I do my merch and how I do my touring for the next year. I'm going to play into that. That's where I would go. Personally, like if we're going to play this kind of game, oh, okay. But these people spend money on their looks. I may not like every single look that they do, but like, shout out to the designers, shout out to the time and the money and all that effort spent on this kind of stuff. This is not easy. Drag is not easy. I know firsthand of that shit. I know firsthand of that. Okay, it's an art form, for real, and all drag is valid and all that jazz. We may have our own opinions on people looking a certain kind of way, whether they're shaped like a football, a pear, a potato, a rhombus, cube. I don't know. But like, don't send no hate to nobody. This is not how I operate, and this is not how you should operate either. People be in my inbox all the time with some nonsense or tagging me in some nonsensical quotes, but in reality, like that shit don't matter. Do you go to the club and do you tip these girls? Do you show up to DragCon and do you buy their merch? If you can't be there, are you on their websites? Are you going to their like respective places and actually supporting the dolls? Are you going to their YouTube channels and Patreon pages and liking and subscribing and paying those fees to like support the queens? You want to talk about support? Okay, off the show. That's how you do that. Not by attacking somebody they were on a cast with, not by doing, that's not how that works. You show up in many different ways. So yeah. Jarrell, I would like to know where the reading challenge is as well, because half the funniest folks are gone. Shit, like a lot of people are gone. So I'm like, what are we gonna do now? I mean, shit, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Joyce, I spent, including my wig, like honestly, maybe 4 figures. Like, I'm not even lying. Like I spent a lot of money for DragCon weekend. DragCon weekend was, you know, I made some money back from performing. Thank you to everybody that went to my show. Thank you. But I definitely didn't come back in the positive after DragCon. I came back knowing that, oh, thank God I replenished some of my money with me getting tipped and doing my job and shit like that. No, I spent money on people because everyone's meet and greets were 40 plus something dollars, this, that, and the other. And then also, I'm trying to support these babies at shows too. My wig alone was what, $250? So like, oh yeah, like it's LA. I had to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was happening. I was still trying my best to not spend that much money. It wasn't like a whole lot of money, but it was definitely like 1 comma maybe 0 like $70, but it was definitely 4 because I look back at my numbers and I was like, God damn, I had to do a lot. That's not even including the food that was there by the food trucks. Mind you, the food was great, but like I'm spending $30 on myself for like 1 drink and 1 thing to eat. You know what I mean? Shit adds up. It adds up. So, hey, drag is expensive. And so anything that you see up here, while we may say looks cheaper, it ain't cute. Money was spent on it and time and effort was. So I support these babies. I spent $120 on a trip from downtown LA to North Hollywood, literally where me and Jamar used to live, to be honest with you. And it was because it was during a peak time hour and it was only 4 miles away and it was Uber X, lady. Hey, Auntie Joyce, I'll never forget it. And I had to pay that money because I was running late to do drag. And I had to get there, and I just was like, oh God, I just got to do it. But yeah, again, just to say this, like, respect these queens. I know we don't agree with everything they do and all that kind of shit, and I can say my opinions on them. But like, as someone who's dived a little bit deeper into this world and all that, I have a newfound level of respect, and I try my best not to be like, fuck her and fuck all that. I don't like shit, but nah, these bitches trying to make money too, as am I. So listen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for supporting me with the super chats. Some of us, we had different opinions, and it's okay. If there was a little tiff and argument in the chat I saw a little earlier, y'all dead it now. That's not what we do over here. I get we get emotional in these opinions, but like, relax and woosah. I also can take a little responsibility for being like, what's up, bitch? But like, you know what's up, bitch. You know I love y'all. It's like for real, for real. So tomorrow's the panel. I want to let you know ahead of time because I know I have some C. Diggy fans up in here who some of y'all be nasty a little bit in your comments, and I'm trying to figure out why, but it is what it is. Like, show everybody love. But C. Diggy's not going to be here throughout the majority of June. He's very much going to be on his travel plans. And he's already let me know that. I think he's going to be here for one of the weeks in June. So if you come in and you ask me where he is, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to do you on the first episode. And we've done the panel for like 3 years now, right? We've done the panel for about 3 years now. About 2-3 years. I think 3 years now we've been doing it. They're all the time. Okay, and including Blake and other folks. So please don't be like, well, where are they at? They're in the picture. Yeah, because they're part of the panel cast. But like, I can't tell them to stop what they're doing just to show up for a Sunday for 2 hours every day. I'm there every day. I give you my Sundays, and sometimes I don't. So shit. I'm going to be starting to take a little bit more breaks, to be honest with y'all, but we'll get there soon. Listen, if you play Street Fighter, or if you'd like to watch me game, check out my gaming videos. I did Street Fighter 6 recently. We had a good time with that. Also, I'm going to be playing Diablo 4 coming up. It's actually, I'm going to be playing it Sunday night. So I'm going to do the panel with y'all, and then like literally an hour break or a 2 hour break in between, you know, so I can get my libations together. We're going to jump on Diablo 4. I actually stopped myself from continuing the story so that way y'all could jump into, because I finished the prologue. So we're going to play that together. Diablo 4 is cross-platform. So if you want to play with me and you want to like do the story together, let me know. So I want people to help because I need help. But I'm already the sorceress, so you cannot be the sorceress. I need druids. I need necromancers. I need barbarians and rogues. I want us to have an even team. I'm trying to get an even team. So if you want to play Diablo 4 with me, let me know. I'm going to post it on my community pages. Sorry, if y'all are like, I miss these moments. I can't set up the streams ahead of time because of PS5's way of doing the streams, but I will post them in my community tabs. Just make sure you check my community tab every single day. I will be posting it 48 hours in advance that, hey, I'm going live this day, this time. There you go. You're coming with me. Because right now I'm level 9 and I need to like bump up my level. So maybe I'm going to grind a little bit this tonight, and then like, yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, I need a necromancer. So I need. We'll get into it. It's going to be fun. Anywho, thanks for tuning in. Drop a tip in my jar if you feel like it. I appreciate all the support today. Please don't send any hate to any of the people talked about today. Watch RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 8 on Paramount Plus, now available for your consumption, as well as Untucked is also on there as well. I will see you tomorrow for the panel. The panel. I haven't seen that. I haven't even seen The Little Mermaid yet, but I did go see with Baked by Bunny. Shout out to Baked by Bunny. She's in the chat. I did go see The Boogeyman. I'm mad at myself for not seeing The Little Mermaid, but it's the summertime, and I'm not a fan of the movies right now. I like to just be inside my house. I think I'm going to wait until August to go back to the movies because there's children out, and no ma'am. No thank you. They talking about us and politics, like no, baby, I don't want to see none of them. No, they ruin everything. But no, it wasn't. It was okay. It was okay. It was like it was okay. I am gonna go see The Little Mermaid though, but I'm waiting possibly to see it at home because there's too many kids at the theater. They hate it. All right, love you down. Take care of yourselves. Puss. You know the full bit of it all. I will see you for tomorrow's video. Take care of yourselves. Let's end this with a little bit of that listen. Bye. Listen.